Thank you for agreeing to talk about your project. So, Jerome, I wanted to talk in particular about this project that you put a poster on, the Point Fraser Stormwater Treatment Wetland. So, can you please start with maybe who the client of this project is?
Sure. Yeah. The client was the City of Perth, a local
Right.
government
Okay.
here in Western Australia.
Right.
And yeah, their issue was it was a stormwater one,
Right.
which we were able to address.
Right. So, what was the main driver? What was the outcome they wanted to achieve from a project like this? Before we get into the details of the project.
Simply, they wanted to capture the stormwater runoff and stop it running into the beautiful and pristine Swan River.
Right.
So before the project, it was flowing straight in and it was contaminated.
Because of the urban catchment
Absolutely,
it
yes.
was flowing from. So now could you please describe the features of this, what that stormwater treatment wetland is made of? So I'm just going to take it closer.
Simply, it's a series of constructed wetlands with a flow path that moves through native species that were designed to treat the contaminated water and allow it to flow into the river.
Right.
The other particular, I suppose, benefit in allowing this design is that we're able to allow a thoroughfare which pedestrians, cyclists and passers-by could meander through.
Right.
So it has dual purpose.
Right.
Beyond that, we've included other playground facilities, and it's now a very beautiful location from which the general public can make use of.
Great. So earlier it was,
Just
what was the condition?
Essentially a decaying grassland, rolled turf that was boggy
Right.
and not particularly aesthetically pleasing.
Right.
And it certainly wasn't functioning and being made use of
Right.
as its original intent.
Great.
And it certainly wasn't treating
Right.
the stormwater runoff.
Okay.
So,
And anything, what was the process that was involved in getting to design this?
yeah, well, we were engaged, thankfully, by the city. We reached out to the local Indigenous communities, other designers, community consultation for their thoughts
Right.
and ideas. So it was definitely a collaborative effort, which
Right.
we believe is important. So there was public input. But beyond that, we have a great design team that came away
Right.
and came up with a configuration that the city and the general public at large were happy with, so we
Okay.
were able to proceed.
Right. And speaking of collaborating with the community, there's often a view that it can be a time-consuming and a very messy process. How much time did you allow for that community engagement and collaboration? And can you talk to about, was that too onerous? How was the experience?
No, well, we didn't find it so. I think because it's such a prominent position and the need was such that most people in the general public and those for whom utilise that part of the city could see not being an obstacle or deterrent in changing
Okay.
the landform. Beyond that, the stormwater function and treatment wasn't a particular issue for the general. That was more for the city.
Right.
So they were on side with whatever, and if it was going to be aesthetically pleasant,
Okay.
that was going to be good.
Right.
It wasn't onerous. It was probably across a 4 to 6 week period
Right.
initially, and we had input and feedback that we were able to take on board. So
Right.
for this particular project and others we've had,
Yes.
it hasn't been. I mean, you've just got to be open and transparent.
And what
That's
would
the important thing.
sure? And what would you say to someone who is very skeptical that why bother with this collaboration and engagement and input from the community?
I don't necessarily want to try and change people's. I'm open to everyone's point of view.
Yes.
However, no, I think it's the way to go. As in, you may think you have a point of view or a position that is the right way,
Yep.
but then when you are and do hear other perspectives, it opens up other possibilities, and we were receptive to that. And I think that in so doing, allow the project to flow pretty quickly.
Nice.
Because we're engaging and we're open to others, and we did change accordingly. So you have, it's one thing to open it, but you have to actually follow through.
Yes.
And then you get people on side. So
Sure.
it's good. It's
Okay,
great.
thank you. And could you also talk a little bit about, you mentioned about the involvement of the indigenous people and their unique contribution to this project.
Yeah, sure.
So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we had the local Noongar people, and we had their approval to proceed and to take it back to what
Yep.
was what. We were very selective about the native flora, and we used their guidance and advice
Okay.
on what was appropriate for the site.
I see.
And that's important,
Sure.
obviously.
Okay,
And they were fabulous.
right. Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.